Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 13th of September, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar. The dollar holding its gains here. Short term, still looking quite bullish. Medium and long term, still bearish. But interestingly, we just seem to be coming off a bottom here. Can we hold this? Too early to say. Just nesting on support here on the point and figure chart. Early days, but the dollar is just looking short-term bullish, which means that the euro is looking short-term bearish. Downside target of 117, that's about 2.7% downside, but needs to be activated with a new low. So if we move below the lows that we've seen recently, then we'll activate that downside target. Japanese yen, dollar looking stronger here, and again sterling been nudging this 133 level, so looking pretty strong, taking out the August high in a quite a good bull trend here, but still has work to do to get into a long-term bullish position against the dollar. Against the euro, sterling having a resurgence, so looking stronger here, but hitting quite strong resistance on the short-term point and figure chart. If we look at against the Swiss franc, we see that the dollar is sterling is also just rising quite strongly here too. Against the Aussie dollar, it has been strong, really coming from the low 160s back to the mid 160s, 166. It's nudged there. So sterling strength's just really the theme at the moment on the short-term charts. The S&P 500 making new all-time highs, so that's highly significant, of course. As technical analysts, we love new all-time highs, so that's good news as well. And we're seeing here that the charts are really just showing lots of upside targets. So the US market looking pretty strong again. Nasdaq not quite making new all-time highs, but looking set for a breakout as well. And the Dow Jones recovering quite strongly over the last couple of days, also just now nudging this new all-time high territory. The Russell 2000 has a lot of work to do that, though. We can see the highs made in August. We're quite a long way from that yet. So small caps still have some way to go. And if we look at we see the S&P future here. We're looking very bullish there as well. And the Nasdaq E-mini we're seeing is just down slightly this morning, so no real heads up on which way the market's going to open. FTSE 100 still looking pretty bearish. Stronger sterling probably having a bit of an effect on corporate earnings for blue chips. And the FTSE 250 we're seeing here also just looking bearish. So the UK market's still looking a bit worrying. DAX actually short-term bullish on that weaker euro, but the medium-term chart has still got work to do. Nikkei looking bullish on the weaker yen. Hang Seng is just holding on to its bullish position, and Shanghai also just holding on, been sideways now for a few weeks. The Sensex really starting to motor ahead. India still looking like one of the best looking markets going. The S&P Australian index looking bullish in the short term, but really in this choppy territory in the medium term. Brent crude just making a stronger recovery, looking back above the cloud here. Got an upside target of 1.3%, 11% medium term. And we are just seeing targets back to the high 50s, 60s. So not following the normal seasonality pattern, just looking stronger all the time. And WTI also back above the clouds. So we are in the doldrums here. We've been really just sitting in this market for quite some time in this area around $50, but just looking a little bit more on the upside at the moment. US Natgas back above $3, so that's looking bullish as well. Copper has been just selling off, and in short term that bearishness continuing, and heating oil just pulling off a little bit, but still has been making a very clear long-term recovery. Taking a look at gold, gold is one I've been commenting on. I don't mind admitting I've got quite an interest in seeing the gold price with gold shares. And we're seeing here that the medium-term chart is bullish, the long-term chart is bullish. The short-term is just going through a cycle at the moment. We get back above this 1340 level, we're back into bullish territory. If we fall below that low, this is the move down. That translates on the point and figure chart. This is the recovery of the last couple of days. If we go lower than that 124 low, we activate that downside target to 1267. Having said that, we've locked this column now. So that means that we will have a new upside target. If we go higher, that will be activated, $1663, and that's 24% upside. Now we look to this one first, of course, the 1396, and we've got these other ones here of 1530 and 1707. The key thing is that we will see this downside target of 1069 deactivated if we move higher. So that's the one to watch. Looking at silver, we're just short-term bullish, but nudging resistance here. Short-term bearish, but we're nudging resistance here. It would take us back into bullish territory if we can get above there. And looking at 10-year Treasury yields, we see here that we are recovering into these mid-teens, 2.17%. Apple made its announcement yesterday. Didn't really excite the market. We're just seeing here a lot of volatility in the stock. So key thing is, can it recover? But the medium and long-term trends look great. A shortage of clear targets. Just got one target here of 10% upside, and then on the short-term chart, we've got quite a few upside targets. Google is looking stronger again, which is a relief because that was looking a bit worrying. Amazon also looking stronger, starting to show clear signs of recovery, and on the short term, making some new gains. Facebook, which I have an interest in, is bullish on all three time frames and just activated these upside targets recently. So we've got a lot of upside potential here on Facebook. And Microsoft, again, another stock I hold, looking quite strong as well. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.